Hey, it's Lexus, and in this video, I'm going to be mood reading. So there's just some books on my TBR that I'm just like so excited to read, and I cannot wait to get to them. So I'm just going to mood read and see what books I end up reading. So I know for a fact I'm gonna start this video off by reading This Weekend Doesn't End Well for Anyone by Mack, because this just came out at the end of April and it's like all I've been thinking about, so I have to read it. And tomorrow I'm gonna go meet Lynn Painter, who's my favorite author, and her new book is coming out, so I'm going to be able to pick that up, and I'm definitely reading that in this video. And then I think I'm going to try to read 3 Bags Full by Leonie Swan, because the what is it called? The Sheep Detectives movie is coming out, and Matt really wants to watch that. But we'll see what ends up happening, because I don't know how interested I truly am in that book, but he wants to watch the movie, and I feel like I should read the book before I watch the movie, but we'll see what I get up to. So I'm really hoping that I actually like all these books in this video, because I feel like my last 2 reading vlogs, at least, I haven't really liked the books I read. So hopefully that like changes, because I have not had a 5-star book yet this year, so I'm hoping that at least one of these will be a 5-star. Like, I'm really anticipating at least 2 of these books in this video, so like they need to be 5 stars, or I would hope they would be 5 stars anyway. Let's just get into this and pick out our first book and start reading. So let's have some fun mood reading, shall we? Okay, so it's the next day, and I just made it to page 51 in This Weekend Doesn't End Well for Anyone. Loving this, by the way. But I just wanted to say, I don't know what it is about these books in particular, but the author breaks the fourth wall so much, but I'm vibing with it. When like I read other books and the author breaks the fourth wall, I'm like, really? Why would you do that? Now I don't want to read this book anymore. But not with these for some reason. I don't know why, but I'm loving this. Like, literally, there's footnotes in these books, which is what makes it more fun. But on this page that I just read, she has the last sentence of that page say, "Is this play about us?" And then in the footnotes goes, "Yep, got that from TikTok. See, I don't steal ideas, I give them credit." And right. TikTok got it from Euphoria, the TV show. All credit where credit is due. And I just think that's so funny. Even though it's bringing like real life into this fiction book, it's done in a hilarious type of way to where it doesn't bother me at all. I don't know. I'm loving this though. But I think I'm gonna have to stop reading it for right now, because I have to leave really soon to go meet Lynn Painter. Guys, I literally am shaking with excitement. I'm so excited for this. Because Matt bought me these tickets a while ago, so like I've known about it. So like for like the last 3-ish weeks, I've been trying to decide which books I'm taking with me to get signed, because she's signing the new book that releases today, First and Forever. And then I can bring 2 other ones with me for her to sign. And I've been struggling to figure out which books of hers I want her to sign, because like truthfully I want them all signed. But like, which ones are my favorite? You know what I mean? So I decided that since this is one of her adult releases, I'm going to bring 2 of her adult books to have signed. Today I am taking Accidentally Amy, the indie version of it, because this is literally the first Lynn Painter book I read that got me to become obsessed with her. And then I'm gonna take Made for Each Other, because this was the most recent book of hers and I loved this one. Pretty sure this one was like the closest to a 5-star any of them have been. Really, really excited to get these signed, and just really, really excited to meet her. So I'm gonna go do that, and if I happen to get any footage of me meeting her tonight, of course I'll put it in here for you guys to see. But I'm really excited for this. And I'm also really excited to continue this book. Okay. So it's the next day. I got home late last night. It was probably like 11:30ish, and I was just really tired, so I went to bed instead of updating you guys. My bad. Anyway, I met Lynn Painter last night. I know. I can't believe it either. So I went to the book signing in Oakbrook last night. So she was in conversation with, I think her name was Casey. She is the sports broadcaster on NBC Chicago. So since she's a sports broadcaster, she obviously loves to read sports romances, and she hangs out with all these sports players all the time. It's her job. So of course she was there for this book release. But hearing her stories after she read this book, and then also just how it kind of relates to her current life, was really, really cool and really, really fun. And then just the conversations that were happening between her and Lynn, hilarious. Both of them, very funny women. And getting to actually talk to Lynn Painter was almost a dream come true for me, and I know that sounds really, really weird, but her books mean so much to me, and I can relate to a lot of the characters in her books. I don't know how else to describe it, but I just feel seen when I read her characters. And I think that's why she's one of the only romance authors who I can still read young adult for. It doesn't cringe me out because I relate to it, I think is what I'm trying to say. One of the characters that I relate to the most in her books is probably Wes from Nothing Like the Movies. And Better to the Movies, I didn't relate to him as much as I did in the second one. But he's also dealing with grief of losing his dad while he's in college, and has to make the decision to continue on or drop out and take care of his family. I just felt like I related to him a lot in that book. So it made me have a deeper appreciation for her, if that makes any sense. As I told you guys, I took Accidentally Amy and Made for Each Other to get signed. And she got really, really excited when she saw this one, because she says, "Oh my goodness, that's an OG copy." And I was like, "Well, then you'll love this. That's the first book of yours I ever read." And she's like, "Stop it." And I was like, it made me really love your writing. And I went out and bought all of your other books and then waited for the new ones to release every year. And she's like, "That's so funny because it was never supposed to be a book. It was just snippets from my newsletter that I ended up printing into a book itself and just independently published it." And then she said, "Actually, my husband's the one that edited that." So she called him over and he got really excited that I had this. And he's like, "Can I get a picture of you guys with that book together?" Yeah, you can get a picture of me and Lynn Painter together holding up this book. Absolutely you can. That made my whole night, I'm not gonna lie. So the first ever book of hers that I read now says "For Alexis" and it's signed. I love this even more now than I did before. And then I also got this one signed. This one also says "For Alexis." And then obviously the whole reason that the event even happened was this book being released. She signed that one as well. But getting to talk to her and her husband Kevin, highlight of my week. Maybe my month, maybe my year. I don't know. That was such a cool experience. And while I was in line waiting for my turn to meet her, I saw out of the corner of my eye, Matt was talking to Lynn's husband for, I don't know, maybe almost 5 minutes. And I asked him afterwards what he was talking about. They were talking about sports. I guess it's fitting because of the book release. They were talking about baseball, not football, so there's that. But Matt will talk to anybody about sports. He really will. So that was really fun. And then in the audience was also another author, and I actually said hi to her, but didn't realize who she was at the time until after Lynn pointed her out, and then I didn't see her again, but I found her book in the bookstore already signed, so I did buy a second copy of a book I already have because it was signed by an author that I actually said hi to. But Misty Wilson, who wrote Falling Like Leaves, was at the same event as me last night, so that was really cool. And I gave this book 5 stars last year, so when I saw that there was a signed copy, I had to buy it. I know I already have a copy of this, but I could always get rid of it and just keep the signed one. I don't know, but it is one of my favorite books, so I might keep both. I don't know, it feels really weird. She has another one coming out this year, and I am so excited for it. But it is Christmas themed, so I don't know when I'm gonna read it, because I think it comes out in the fall, but it's Christmas. I don't know, we'll see what happens. Anyway, I had an amazing time last night, but I didn't read any more of my current book, which is This Weekend Doesn't End Well for Anyone. So let's go get comfy on the couch and read some more, because I really truly am enjoying that book, but I'm only 50 pages in. So let's go read some more of that book. Hopefully we can finish it today so I can start one of these other ones, because I'm really excited about both of them. Let's go finish this book. wait. So I'm on page 99, and there's somebody that I've been suspicious of this entire time, but so far they've been making it seem, oh no, that person can't be suspicious because this is facts, this is facts, and this is facts. And now suddenly they're like, but are they really facts? Are you sure that that's true? Or is that just what they're saying to you? So my theory is still in play here. I'm shook. I hope I'm not right. I really hope that I'm not right because it's kind of fun to be wrong, but also because that would mean something bad is gonna happen. I mean, the title of this book is This Weekend Doesn't End Well for Anyone, so something bad is probably gonna happen anyway. But like, I don't want the thing that I think it is to be the thing that it is because I don't want that to happen. I guess let's read some more and see if I'm right or wrong. I hope I'm wrong. Okay, so it's been an entire day since I've updated you on anything. I spent the entire day yesterday playing Tiny Bookshop, and I feel really bad about it, but at the same time I don't because I really wanted to play. Priorities, I don't know. So I think I'm on page 150-ish or so of This Weekend Doesn't End Well for Anyone. And let me say something. You know how in murder mystery books, how they're like trying to force you to think that a certain person is the murderer? That's what's happening in this book until that person dies. So now you're like, so what was all this pushing, oh, it has to be this person, and then killing them? What's the point of that? Because now we're all confused. I'm confused. The characters in the book are confused. I don't know, the author might even be confused. We're all confused. Nobody knows what's going on. Why did you do that? I didn't believe it was that person to begin with, but at the same time, we were finding out things about that character, and then we learned that anything that character says is probably not the truth anyway because he's an unreliable narrator. So why were we pushing the fact that he was the murderer when he's the one that got murdered? So now there's 2 people dead at the Bahamas at this like retreat thing they're at, and there's a murderer on the loose and nobody knows who it is. I have an idea of who I think it is. It's kind of hard for me to keep that idea in my head because we're not learning any more background information about this person. Yeah, I don't know. I'm still really loving this book, and I should have finished it yesterday, but instead I didn't read anything. I played a game all day. So now I have to lock in because I still have 2 more books to go in this video. Let's go do our best to finish this book right now. I still feel like something suspicious is happening in this book. Cause what do you mean you're trying to convince me of this one person being the murderer, now they're dead, and now the police are saying, oh, it was just a heart attack, but now we don't know who the murderer is and there's like a list like this long full of potential suspects? We're never gonna get to the end of this. If your suspect list is this long and you don't even know half of the people here, so you don't know what their motives could have been, this is gonna take forever. Let's get back to reading. Okay, is it 1:44 in the morning? Yes. Did I just finish this book? Also, yes. I'm in between rating on this one. So I'm somewhere between a 3.5 and a 4 because for some reason, I love the fact that this book takes you out of the story. I love the footnotes and the fact that the author talks to us like she's breaking the fourth wall the entire time, because in the other 2 she did it as well, but this one was more of a here's how to write murder plots in your stories. So if you're interested in learning how to do that, maybe pick this up. I would recommend reading the other 2 first because they are all connected. Okay, so in the prologue of this book, she does say that you don't need to read the other ones because she'll give you enough information to follow along. And she kind of does. Like, she repeats storylines that happened in the other one to like give you context of what she's talking about. But I would recommend reading the other 2 before you pick up this one. And I just read the acknowledgements. There's going to be 3 more. I can't wait, you guys. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. I'm so excited. Anyway, I just finished this one and I have to say, I figured it out pretty early on. Yeah. So that was fun. Anyway, it's 1:45 in the morning, so I'm going to go to bed, but I'm trying to decide which one of these to start next. I don't know. I don't even know what this one's about. I just know it's a movie and Matt wants to watch it, so I was gonna read this first. But then this is a sports romance. Let me read what this is about real quick. Okay, so this is about the shepherd named George who ends up dead and the sheep are investigating his death. I'm not quite sure how I'm feeling about this one, but this is book 1 in a series, so hopefully I like it and we can get the other ones. Then we have this one, and it's about Duffy and Connor, and it says, Duffy loves 3 things: her dad, the family cat, and the Minneapolis Coyote football. So after she gets booed out of a game and becomes the internet's villain following an awful encounter with the team's beloved mascot, she is disgruntled, to put it mildly. Eager to clear the air, Duffy agrees to an interview on a hit morning show. She doesn't expect a co-guest to join her, especially not the Coyotes star tight end. When MVP Connor Cunningham gets tasked with damage control to help his team out of a PR nightmare involving its mascot, he thinks that means saying a few words on the Coyotes' behalf. Instead, he finds himself in a highly amusing verbal sparring match with a recently wronged fan on live TV. Duffy pelts him with fiery jabs, but is also clearly well versed in all things Coyotes, color him intrigued and attracted. I don't know which one I'm feeling. If I read this one next, we can watch the movie and then I can finish off the video with this one because I'm like the most excited for it. I think that's what we're gonna do. So I think next we're gonna start 3 Bags Full by Leonie Swan, and hopefully I enjoy this so that we can watch the movie. This one is 351 pages. It's 150, so I think I'm either gonna read the first chapter or 2 before I fall asleep, or I'm just gonna go to bed because I'm extremely tired. I guess we'll see what happens. Okay, so it's been probably a week since I have last updated you guys. Sorry about that. But I have decided that I'm not going to be reading 3 Bags Full by Leonie Swan. So I read the first chapter and was not vibing with the writing at all. And it was kind of putting me in a slump and making me not want to read anything at all if I was being forced to read this. Even though nobody was like forcing me, that's just like kind of how I felt in my head because I said I was going to read it. So I felt like I had to read it. So my husband and I just went ahead and watched the movie last night. And I think that's what I would recommend everybody, is to watch the movie instead of reading the book. The movie was cute. It wasn't my favorite or anything. And I kind of figured out the mystery really early on. But it was still interesting enough, I guess, to keep my attention. So I think I would recommend the movie over the book for this one, which is really hurtful for me to say. But yeah, I think this is just going to be an unhaul, unfortunately. So we're gonna now start First and Forever by Lynn Painter because I'm really excited for this one and I feel like this will pull me out of the slump that I'm in, or at least pull me out enough to where I actually want to read again. So we're gonna start this today, and I think we're gonna go to Barnes & Noble and sit in the cafe to give myself a change of scenery and to try to limit my distractions, I guess, so that I can actually start reading a book. And I'm pretty sure Matt's gonna sit with me and read, but he doesn't know what he's gonna read yet, so I'll give you an update once we get to Barnes & Noble on what we're both going to be reading. But we're going to go start this because I'm very excited for it, and like I said, I need to get out of this slump. Let's go to the bookstore. Okay, so Matt and I just got back home. We took a walk and went to the lagoon near our house and sat and read for a while, and it was so nice out there. There were just geese everywhere. It was, I don't know, probably like 80 degrees outside, but it had a very nice breeze, so it just felt wonderful. So we just sat out there and read for a while, and I'm now on page 104, chapter 13 of First and Forever. And I have to say, I'm absolutely loving this more than I thought I would. So like, I really know nothing about football. It's probably my least favorite sport. And I was going into this kind of optimistic, but also at the same time like, are you really gonna like that? I don't know, because you don't like football. But so far, it's not really about football at all. It's about this woman named Duffy, who is a huge football fan, has been her entire life, and she's at the Coyotes? Yeah, the Minneapolis Coyotes. She's at their football game when the mascot stands in front of her and starts dancing, and she's mad because she can't see what's happening because he literally stops right in front of her. So she taps him on the shoulder and is like, hey, can you move so I can see the game? And he pulls her into a hug without her consent and grabs her butt. And so she pushes him off of her, and now the whole town hates her and thinks that she jinxed the football team because she pushed down the beloved mascot. So that's how the book starts out. And then she has to go on this talk show to kind of tell her side of the story. They send the tight end to also go on the talk show with her to kind of save face for the team. So the whole time that these two are on the show, they're kind of going at it. They're bickering about anything and everything. She's teasing him about dropping a ball during a game, and he's teasing her because she fainted, and all kinds of stuff. They're just like teasing each other back and forth. He jokingly says, you want to go out to eat sometime, like on a date? And then like never called her again and kind of did that as a joke. But then his PR team was like, no, buddy, you need to take her out, even if it's just fake, just so we can get photos of you, because the town is eating you guys up, saying you guys are so cute together after your interview on the TV show. So now he asked her out because of PR. And so now they're kind of fake dating. I don't know. I'm eating this up though. Absolutely loving it. Having a great time. There's been a few times that it's actually made me laugh out loud. And like, I don't know. I just love Lynn Painter's writing. And I feel like this is slowly but surely pulling me out of my reading slump. And I love that. And I really want to keep reading it, but Matt's hungry, so we're going to go get lunch first and then come back and read it. But I'm very excited to continue. And I don't think I ever updated you guys yesterday, but Matt did sit and read with me at the Lagoon today and at Barnes & Noble yesterday, and he started Startup by Dory Schaefer, and he said he's really liking it so far. And it looks like he is on chapter 4, page 42. So he got a pretty decent chunk into this too. Anyway, we're gonna go eat lunch, and then I will come back and hopefully finish this book tonight, so that I can give you my final rating and we can start the third book. I'm just really excited to continue reading it, and I don't know why, but I'm not mad about it. So let's go eat so I can come home and read this book. Okay guys, it's the next day. It's actually 1:23 in the afternoon. So I don't know what I'm settling on for this rating. Currently, it's in between a 4.5 and a 5 star. I got kind of upset with the third act conflict, and that's what's like tripping me up right now, because the third act conflict made sense in the fact of the storyline, but it hurt Duffy, and that made me mad. It's probably stupid to be upset like that, but I'm human. It's what it is, what it is. So anyway, I love the banter between these two characters, and I love the I guess realness. Duffy's going through grief because her mom died a year prior to this book starting. So she just has this realness about her where it's like, I'm trying my best to live my life and be happy, but in the back of your head, there's always that pain and grief that you're going through, especially when you lose a parent, but losing anybody, truthfully. And I just kind of related to her a lot, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. So I really enjoyed this book, and I enjoyed the two main characters, and they had really, really good banter, and they make a good couple. The third act conflict, I saw it coming, and it makes sense for the story. It just made me mad. So I just need to sit and think about it for a while, but I have a good feeling this is going to be my first 5-star book of the year, which is very exciting. So hopefully that's the case, because it is the end of May. What day is it? May the 28th. And I have not had a 5-star read yet this year, so hopefully this is it. But anyway, it's time to pick our last book for this video. And I think I'm leaning towards Yesteryear, but I'm not 100% sure yet. I'm still trying to figure it out. But like, if we're being honest, I don't want to read any of these. The book I want to read, I don't even have. Guys, look what Matt brought home for me. Dolly All the Time by Annabel Monaghan. This one was just released on Tuesday, and I'm pretty sure this is gonna be the third book in this video because I'm just really excited for this. And I didn't have it because we went shopping a couple days before this release came out, so it obviously wasn't out yet. He picked it up on his way home because he knew I wanted to read it. I think we're gonna pick this one for the last book in this video. So this one says, Dolly Brick has never met a problem she couldn't solve. Not when her mom left when she was 12, and not at 39 when she moves in with her son back to Whitfield, Rhode Island for the summer to keep her dad and brother from losing the family home. So when she comes across Stuart Whitfield, annoyingly handsome scion of the Whitfield family with a flat tire and at the wrong end of a very public, very humiliating breakup, it's in her nature to help. But Stuart's proposed arrangement becomes more than either of them bargained for, because as public dinners and high society benefits turn into sunset boat rides and kisses that hit her bloodstream like a ghost pepper, Dolly starts to feel something more than hopeful. She's never relied on anyone besides herself. Can she really start now? I'm so excited for this, guys, and I feel like this is what I need to like officially, hopefully, fingers crossed here, pull me out on my book slump. Let's go get comfy and start reading Dolly All the Time. I'm so excited for this. Okay guys, so I've been reading Dolly All the Time by Annabel Monaghan, and I'm currently on page 93, which is the beginning of chapter 10. And so far I'm really liking this. This wasn't fully what I guess what I was expecting it to be. I know I read the synopsis, but like, this is just another fake dating book, which I'm not mad about because for some reason I love fake dating. It sounds really weird because in real life I don't think I would like fake dating, but like, I love reading books about fake dating. But I am loving this. I just don't know if I fully like, what was his name? Stuart. I just don't fully know if I like Stuart as a character. He doesn't seem like he's fully in touch with reality because he's so rich and famous. Well, I don't know about famous, but like, he's just like so rich and his family is such well known that like, he can just do and have whatever he wants. And that's not how Dolly works. So like, she has 4 side hustles is what she calls them, to be able to feed her son. Like, she is not made of money at all, has to work really hard for what she has. And Stuart brings up the idea of fake dating to like help save his image and stuff. And she's like, okay, but it'll cost you. And he said, give me a number. And then she did. And he was like, fine, I would have done more than that, but that's fine. Like, he just pretended like it didn't matter. That amount of money could be life-saving for a lot of people, like Dolly included, and he's just like, here, have it. What do you mean, here, have it? Like, bro. So I just don't know how I'm feeling about him so far. He just seems a little too rich to act like a normal human being, if that makes any sense. But other than that, I am really liking this. Let's get back into reading this. And I think whenever Matt gets off, I think we're going to pick up Subway for dinner and walk to the lagoon and have like a little picnic reading time. So I think I'm gonna turn on some reading ambiance on the TV and get comfy and hopefully finish this book. Okay guys, I'm now on page 162. I knew I was kind of sussing out Stuart earlier and I was like, I don't know if I really like this guy because he just seems like too rich to be like a normal human. But I think I like him better now. So like, Dolly and Stuart are at Stuart's family's house right now because his parents wanted to meet her. So they're like all having lunch or dinner or something. I think it's dinner because it said like she would be there at 5 o'clock. So I think it's dinner and everybody's drunk. Well, I don't think Dolly and Stuart are, but like all the siblings are. And and you're like getting the real them. Because you know how when you're drunk you just say literally what's on your mind and like people like actually know the real you, I guess what I'm trying to say. His siblings are brutal, oh my god, but like he's looking at things with a different perspective than his siblings are. They're all like trying to do the biggest, most epic things in the universe that cost a lot of money, and he's over here trying to preserve things they already have to save money, and they're like crapping on him for it. Like he's trying to get this promotion as CEO of the company because his dad's retiring, but the way that his siblings are like talking to him in front of his parents, they're making it seem like he's not the right choice because he's not fun. He's being practical instead of being fun and reckless and spending a lot of money that he knows that they don't have. I kind of think I like this guy just a little bit more than I did before. I'm still kind of iffy on him like fully, but like he seems like a decent enough guy, and Dolly seems to like him, so that's good because she seems like she's just a normal down-to-earth lady who's struggling. So like I don't know, I think I'm like coming around and I'm liking Stuart. I don't know what the consensus is on this man because like I haven't seen anybody else read this book yet since it like just came out, but like I think I like this guy now. I don't know for sure, and we still have like a little more than half of the book left, but like he's getting to me. It is currently 4:50 and Matt should be here soon with our food, and then we're going to take our food and walk to the lagoon. So I will talk to you guys maybe at the lagoon or when I get back. Guess it just depends on what's going on in the book. So see you guys soon. Okay, I just finished Dolly All the Time by Annabel Monaghan. I have kind of conflicting thoughts about this one. So I was really liking it until the third act conflict came. And then it kind of changed my perception on the characters in this book. At first I didn't really like Stuart, and then I started like really loving him. And then we get to the third act conflict and I'm like, bro, I hate you again. I don't know how I'm feeling for real about this man. Like, my feelings for him have been conflicted the entire book, if we're being honest. But I think I'm gonna settle on a 4-star for this one because it wasn't terrible, and like I said, I was really into it and loving it until we get to the third act conflict. But that's the third book for this video, so that means the video is now over. So let's quickly do a recap, and I'll actually tell you my ratings for the other two because I don't think I ever did. So the first book I read was This Weekend Doesn't End Well for Anyone by Catherine Mack, and I think I've settled on a 3.75 stars because I believe I said in my like after I finished this, I believe I said in that clip that I was between a 3.5 and a 4, and I figured this was right in the middle of those two, so 3.75 sounds good to me. I did enjoy this one, but I didn't like it as much as I liked book 1 and 2. But I'm so excited that there's 3 more in the series. Like, I literally can't wait. Then we have First and Forever by Lynn Painter. I gave this one 5 stars, guys. This is my first 5-star book of the year. It's been a long time coming, and I'm glad it was this one that was my first 5-star. I'm still thinking about Duffy and Connor. And then we had Dolly All the Time by Annabel Monaghan, and like I just said, I think I'm giving this one a 4-star. So those are the books from this video. I had a fun time with this. I just wish I didn't drag it out so much, but it was mainly because I was feeling slumpy because I tried to read another book and I didn't like it. So it is what it is. But anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video as well. Let me know if you read any of these or if you're planning on it, and hopefully I will see you guys in my next video. Have a great rest of your day.